Okay, on this problem, it's asking us the shaded region is bounded by the graph of the function f of x equals 1 over x squared plus 1. If the region has an area of pi over 3, what is the exact value of k? So, first thing that I want to do is, is reference the fact that if I take the integral of from 0 to k of the function 1 over x squared plus 1 dx, that's going to give me an area of pi over 3. All right, and so what we're concerned about is what is this value of k? What is this upper bound? Okay, and so, and I just know to start at 0 because that's where my region starts, and then go to k. All right, so what I want to do here is evaluate this definite integral. Now, I can't do that because, I don't know what the value of k is, all right? But we can use the fundamental theorem of calculus and take the antiderivative and do that, plug in k, and solve our equation for k because we know that the area of this region here is pi over 3. So what I want to do is take the antiderivative. Now, looking at this, we have to recognize that this is the inverse tangent or arctan antiderivative. So I'm going to use arctan. So arctan of x evaluated at k and 0 is equal to pi over 3. All right, so now I'm doing, okay, so I've got arctan of k minus arctan of 0 is equal to pi over 3. All right, so if you remember, let's remember what an inverse tangent does, okay? And I'm going to use pi over 4 as an example. So I'm going to say tangent of pi over 4 is equal to 1, all right? So if I do arctan, remember that's an inverse function. So arctan of 1 is equal to pi over 4, okay? So, basically what I want to do at this point is solve this equation for k. So now let's evaluate arctan of 0, okay? Because I can't evaluate arctan of k, but I can evaluate arctan of 0. I'm trying to figure out, what value is going to give me 0 here. So if we look at our unit circle, all right, and we say to ourselves, all right, tangent of theta is equal to sine of theta over cosine of theta. We're trying to figure out at what point, we're trying to figure out tangent of what angle here is going to give us 0. All right, to evaluate arctangent, I have to think of it like this. Tangent of what is going to give me 0. And so when I think of that, tangent of 0, I want to think of a point on the graph here that's the point 1 comma 0. All right, and that would be sine of 0 would be 0. Cosine of 0 is 1, so that gives me 0. Okay, so what I know from this is that tangent of an angle measure of 0 is going to give me an output of 0. Okay, so going the other way, arctan of 0 is still just going to give me 0. All right, so that's just going to go away and cancel out. So then really what you have here is you have arctan of k is equal to pi over 3. So now let's ask the question. To evaluate this, what you want to think about is tangent of pi over 3 is equal to k. So all you're doing here is evaluating tangent of pi over 3. So let's think of tangent of pi over 3. Let's look at quadrant 1 of our unit circle. Pi over 3 is a 60-degree angle. That's an x value of 1/2 and a y value of the square root of 3 over 2. All right, so if I'm taking sine of pi over 3, so, and if I'm evaluating that, I'm looking at this as sine of pi over 3 divided by cosine of pi over 3. And so from here, sine of pi over 3 is my y value. That's the square root of 3 over 2 divided by cosine, which is the x value, which is 1/2. Now, if I'm dividing fractions, all right, I'm going to rewrite that as the square root of 3 over 2 divided by 1 over 2. And so then this is going to give me the square root of 3 over 2 times the reciprocal of 2 over 1. So those 2's divide out, and you're left with the square root of 3 over 1, which is really just the square root of 3. All right, so that's the value of k. All right, that's what we're trying to find here. Now, here's something that we also need to consider here. How do you check this? All right, and what I would do is I would use Desmos to check. Don't use Desmos to cheat. Use it to check that your work is right. So I'm going to integrate from 0 to the square root of 3 of 1 over x squared plus 1 dx. And I'm going to plug that into Desmos, and we should get pi over 3 out of that. All right, so I've put this into Desmos, and I typed in my integral just how I see it. Now, it is going to give me a decimal value, so what I want to make sure I do is that I also plug in pi over 3 and see what that decimal value is. And because these things are the same, that way I know that this is correct and that k is equal to the square root of 3. So that's how you want to do those. Hopefully that helps. Please reach out if you have any questions about this. Thanks. Bye.